Hello and welcome to the next episode of Independent Scientist, where today I will show you my studies of impacts on solar system bodies. Okay, so I'm going to just start this slideshow here. Okay, so basically with impacts, all these researchers are affected. So comets and asteroids, astrochemistry, astrobiology, and alternatives to solar system formation narratives. So what we're going to look at is impacts. So I've got impacts on solar system bodies. So there's one of these impacts is of the moon. So when they're researching the polar regions of the moon for whether there was water ice on there, and after they decided that there was water ice there, they'd impacted the moon with the space probe that was looking at that, and to see if they would get some water ice flying up in a cone from there. What they discovered was that was an instantaneous flash of ejecta, and then nothing. So it lasted less than a second. While impacts on other bodies, so there was a deep impact on Comet Temple, which resulted in a huge flash that lasted for minutes, and there was an impact on Ryugu, one of a tantalum bullet that was fired to shake up some stuff to be put into the sample return, and it set off a more or less an outpouring of rocks there, and also the SCI, the impactor, that lasted up to 8 minutes, where the ejector was connected to the original impact zone. The reaction to impacts informs us that what is below the surface of some of these bodies is neither what is visible on the surface nor what is expected. My study is mainly on the phase state of the subsurface materials. The moon was impacted with a spacecraft onto suspected frozen water ice. The ejector and flash dissipated instantaneously. On a comet, deep impact ejector lasted longer than the observing craft was nearby, more than a minute. And on an asteroid Ryugu, even the impact of a small bullet resulted in an extended ejector event. What does that mean? So the features of this extended ejector that we're having on both asteroids and comets is that they're similar to comet outbursts. So the asteroids are similar to comet outbursts, and the ejector plume from the impacts similar to what we're getting from comet 67P Churyumov-Gerasimenko, just from its normal activity. It's the ejector lasts well beyond the time the kinetic energy is transferred and absorbed. So when an impact is made, the energy gets lost or gets transferred to the particles at the impact zone, and is transferred instantaneously to those, and the kinetic energy dissipates as the ejector moves away from the impact zone. So that generally can only last several seconds. And the longer lasting ones are if they go into sand. So sand can, if an impactor is impacted into sand, even on asteroid gravity, that wouldn't last more than about 8 seconds. So the ejector also ejects a far greater amount of total momentum than the original impactor, and it also should be endothermic, so it should absorb energy. So when things evaporate from the surface, they instantly become cooler, and so the ejection process stalls if it's about the amount of heat that they're getting from the sun or from anything else, because the process of ejection is so endothermic. The solar energy on that spot cannot sustain an ejector any more than a couple of seconds as well. So the an extended duration event implies stored pressure. Stored pressure implies liquids. Detection of water at comets implies that the liquid medium in question is water. This has huge implications for asteroid redirection and astrobiology. So redirections will be augmented by extended ejection. So you have an impact that might change the velocity really slightly, but then you have the ejection of particles and matter from the body, and that will have a much greater effect than the original impactor. And asteroid mining is likely to be fruitful for acquired water and organics. So we decided we want to go to asteroids, and because we can mine some things that are rare on Earth, but also to mine things that are useful in space, like water, and organics are going to be particularly useful there. So the best way to expand on this is to take seriously the idea that we can discover a lot more by sample returns from asteroids, and we even could with sample returns from planets like Mars. And that's the conclusion of my talk. So hopefully I can expand on most of that, and how the ejection with the impactor at Ryugu changes everything. Basically, it means that what we thought we were looking for is not what we're looking for on asteroids. That's not what we're finding. So thank you very much, and I hope you can watch some more of my videos. Bye.